This is a quick demonstration of something we've been working on at EMC that we're calling Avamar vCloud Protector. The challenge with backup and recovery in a multi-tenant vCloud environment is that, first of all, you've got the core concepts of tenancy, but also that backup and recovery involves many objects, the vApps themselves, the vCloud catalog, the vCloud director databases, which can be Oracle or other SQL databases, as well as core objects and structures that are contained within vCenter. Those are all involved to make a tenant and their individual infrastructure. We have solutions on the market that do this today with Avamar 6, but involve scripting and integration. It is really the leading way to do this, but again, we thought there'd be a better way, and this is a preview of that better way. So, this is what it looks like. If I open up vCloud Protector, you can see that when you log in, it's actually connecting via the vCloud Director or VCD APIs to the same core credentials that are used by VCD itself. And then you can see that we've designed it such that the UI really reflects that of VCD. You can see the provider VDCs, the organizational VDCs, and then the data protection policies against them. And if you take a look at those organizations, they match the actual tenants here that we have in our VCD database. Now, of course, that's because we've completely integrated it with the VCD APIs, and we're pulling all of that content from VCD itself. So if we pop back over to Avamar vCloud Protector's prototype, and we click on the data protection policies, you can see here that we've created a series of policies. You can see how many org VDCs and how many vApps are being protected via that individual policy. One core idea in this prototype is that data protection policies can be applied to an organizational VDC level, and then they have a trickle-down philosophy. So, for example, here, if we look at Dinoco is using the bronze SLA as their default policy, and any objects that are created within that organizational VDC or tenant will inherit that. And the provider VDCs, you can see, have the overall bronze, gold, and silver policies deployed against it, and you can see which individual tenants are using what. Again, this is important because VCD could be supporting, a very large number of tenants. You can go in and you can see and customize the data protection policy. So at the provider VDC level, this is the bronze protection policy. We're continuing to expand this prototype so you could create more, for example. But here you can also go and you can customize it. So you could change the individual details of the policy. If we go in and we navigate to this, again, we follow the same model that VCD uses so that when you click on the organizational VDC, it immediately takes you to that, and you can see that they're the individual vApps that they have. You can see whether or not they're being backed up and what their backup policy is. Here, once again, because Dinoco had the bronze data policy, it's inherited by anything that gets created in there. So if any customer of that tenant goes in and actually creates a vApp from the catalog, it'll automatically inherit that data protection policy, and you can see that that individual vApp had a series of backups already created. Of course, you can go in and at any level in the hierarchy, go in and override the data protection policy at any point. And one thing that's worth calling out is obviously here we're using the UI, but just like anything that is going to be used as a cloud service, the predominant way that this is going to be managed is via the APIs, and all of this can be done programmatically. So if we go and we take a look at that particular vApp, you can see here that it's this Windows 2000 vApp that's been checked out of the catalog and is up and running. And if we now pop back over, we're going to do an on-demand backup of this individual VM. So off it goes. Now again, one thing that's great is vCloud Protector uses all of Avamar's goodness, which is deep integration with vCenter, leveraging every single vStorage API for data protection mechanism. So very, very fast backup using change block tracking and so on and so forth, which is very convenient because here we fast forward a little bit in time and we've got a blue screen on that individual VM. So now what we can do is we can go back and we can trigger a restore. The subscribers could do a self-restore as well. And one thing that's very cool is this also inherits Avamar 6 use of change block tracking during restore, not just on backup. which means that along with its source-based dedupe, you can get extremely rapid restores of very large VMs because only change blocks are copied, and the source-based dedupe helps as well. So there you have it. Let's see if the VM is back up and running. And there it is. So there you have it, a preview of Avamar vCloud Protector. Thanks very much.